I was a combat helicopter pilot in the Royal Air Force for 21 years, and there were plenty of times in my career where I had to deliver and perform on my A game under considerable pressure. Because what I discovered in my 21 years in the Air Force is that how we perform under pressure is not a mark of our character. It's not something that we're born with. It's something that we learn. And it's something that I can teach you.
Debriefing. If you've heard me speak or you've seen my previous videos, you'll know that debriefing is part of our bread and butter in military aviation. And if you haven't seen my previous 2 videos, I really do encourage you to have a look at them, because it's really important that we set the groundwork before we start trying to embed a debriefing culture, if that is something that is new to you. But let's just say you're ready to sort of crack on with a debrief. The question you might now be asking yourself is, how do we go about it? And the how is incredibly important, because you could have the most perfect debrief format in the world, but if you use that debrief to point score or undermine people, you're going to do more harm than good. So how you go about it, in other words, what kind of behaviors are you going to model during that debrief, is incredibly important. And I really encourage you to think about this before you actually start debriefing. Couple of things for you to think about that we used in the military as some sort of golden rules. Number 1, assume positive intent. I've said it before, nobody gets out of bed to crash a helicopter, but I did more than once. The same is true for you and your team. It's really unlikely that they've gone into work to do a bad job. Yes, there are some rotten apples, but generally they're few and far between. So assume positive intent, and you're much more likely to gain the trust for people to be able to give and receive feedback and actually take the positive intent from the debrief. And that's number 1. Number 2, comment on observable behaviors only. So let's just say someone is routinely late. You can comment on the behavior and the impact. So I noticed that you were late. The impact of that is that we had a compressed time frame. Rather than, I noticed you were late. You clearly don't care about this project and you want it to fail. The second one, you're commenting on what they're thinking and feeling, and you don't know what they're thinking and feeling. So only comment on what you can see and the impact that it has. It could still be a bitter pill to swallow, but at least you're dealing with observable facts, so it makes it a bit more objective and just slightly easier to receive the feedback. And the final golden rule, consistency, consistency, consistency. The truth is, nobody loves getting feedback. Nobody loves being told that they weren't brilliant. And no one will ever be completely comfortable doing this, but you can feel more confident doing it the more you do it. So make it routine, make it consistent. So do it, the same time of the week, or, whether it's every month or after a project, but make it consistent, make it routine. Those are just some ideas on how we go about the debriefing. And I think it's really important that you ask yourself those questions before you consider actually doing those things. If you want any help with this, or you've got anything you want to share about your own debriefing process, I'd love to hear about it.